Hey, welcome back to the Panel with Bobby and Dan. It's probably your favorite podcast you ever listened to, and I know that probably for a fact because I'm in your head right now. You're hearing me through either one ear or both ears. That's kind of how this thing works. It's
It
me.
took me a second to figure out what you were talking about there. I was like, huh? And then it got, okay.
It's me, your host, Dan, and I'm here with my friend, my co-host.
Dan,
That's not your name.
is it? Are you sure?
No.
It's me. It's Robert. How's it going, guys?
Okay. Well, that's that. Another Thursday, another episode. You know how it is. We do it every single week for 78 weeks straight. And come to think of it, we haven't missed a week yet. So it's got to count for
Well,
something.
you say we. Really, you haven't missed a week yet.
Oh, that's right. I haven't missed a week. I guess
I have missed 1 week.
I guess I'm the only one that cares around here. I mean, no offense, but
Wow, Dan. It's almost as if when I went to Maine, you were like, hey, man, I don't mind trying an episode by myself. And I was like, hey, dude, go for it. So
this is true.
You know what? I didn't even miss that episode, okay? I could have been there for it.
It's crazy how Robert private messaged me and said, "Hey, I don't want to do it because I hate your guts." And I was like, "But I thought we were in this together." And he said, "Shut up, idiot." So I just had to do it by myself. I
Well,
have the receipts, so it's just kind of how it is, I guess.
God, calling text messages the receipts is honestly, I was very miss on it at first, but it's now a hit thing for me. It definitely it fits. It fits.
Okay, well, I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. So, Robert, tell me, is there anything new and exciting in your world?
New well as everyone I assume knows, still in quarantine. Haha. I think we said it last episode, but ours got extended to May 21st, so doesn't look like we'll be socializing anytime soon. But as far as new things go, we had 420. You guys know me. I enjoy marijuana, so I definitely celebrated. That was Monday. That was fun. I saw a great meme actually about it. It's 420. It's the holiday for people that already smoke every day to smoke more weed. And, it hits cuz yeah, honestly like it's not like I smoked rarely, so it was like, "Oh my god, guys, it's 420. I'm going to get lit." Cuz like it's not a
Hey,
special occasion thing for me.
whatever makes you happy, man. Nothing, nobody's gonna stop you.
Yeah, exactly. So that was Monday, and school. I wouldn't say I'm drowning in schoolwork. That's not fair yet. What I will say is that my schoolwork has been piling up into this iceberg like formation, and I'm on a boat, and I see it in the distance, and I'm like, am I getting closer to it? Is that a new like? I can't tell how far away it is yet, but I know that once I hit it, I will probably drown.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like obviously Titanic. They definitely both could have fit on that plank, but he was just kind of like, "No, I'll just die for no reason." That's kind of you. You're kind of Leonardo DiCaprio in this scenario.
Well, okay, you're trying to allude to the fact that I could, in fact, do some schoolwork and not be worried about it. And to that, I say, man, we talked about it enough. The motivation for online school just isn't there.
And the motivation for everyone to do anything lately isn't there. It's just a very off time, I would say.
Oh, I've been missing work though, a little bit. Not gonna lie,
Yeah.
it was a nice bit of like kind of professional socializing that I enjoyed.
Yeah, I could get behind that.
Yee.
I
How
me
about you? Anything
personally,
new?
what'd you say? I'm sorry.
I said, how about you though? Anything new?
No, same old, same old. I get up, I do my jazz, I drive to my parents' house to work out in the basement. I come home and I play video games, and sometimes I eat, and I'll shower from time to time, and that's it. And at least I know I'm doing my part in society by kind of doing nothing, and that's
Yeah.
okay.
2019 staying at home in April. Wow, you're a bum. 2020 staying at home during April. Kind of a great citizen.
It's crazy because as I was driving home today, it started snowing and I forgot what month it was.
It's funny you say that. I also saw a little bit of flurries, and I was greatly confused.
I was honestly like very depressed. I was like, "What's going on anymore?"
I mean, it is because it's fucking, what is it, April 22nd? Oh, Happy Earth Day! Happy Earth
Happy
Day!
Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day! Honestly didn't even register in my head. But yeah, it's the 22nd of April. Like, I can see, like, I remember snowing at the beginning of April, but fucking Christ, it's almost May.
I know. It's just so weird.
What is happening right now? What is the world that we're in?
I don't know. I don't know if it's a Happy Earth Day. I mean, like, shout out Mother Nature. You're killing it, girl.
I mean, it kind of is a Happy Earth Day because I don't know if you've seen these articles that have been coming out lately, but pollution's been at a really, really steep low lately because of the coronavirus. So, like, Happy Earth Day.
Hey, man. I'll trade 40,000 lives for a good planet.
Well, okay.
Can I say that? I don't know if I can, like, actually say that.
I think the problem there is the use of the word trade. Right?
I mean, what would you call it?
I don't know. Because, like, it's more like implying that you would personally trade those lives.
Well, it's like if I say sacrifice, then it's like I'm more giving their lives for the better of the earth.
All right. Well, maybe it's the use of the there. Maybe it's uninclusive.
True.
But that being said, though, so pollution has been down. So I mean, like we've had Earth days in the past where people are like, yeah, turn off your lights, no electricity on the 22nd. We're going for a World Dark Day, and like that never pans out. But I mean, now no one's driving, so we're actually reducing, pollution emissions during Earth Day. So like, it is a good Earth Day.
True. Granted, like, I remember the going dark day back in like elementary school, middle school, when it'd be like 60 or 70 around this time.
All right,
when you're a kid. But.
Fair. But so we got Earth Day. That's snow though. Snow is how we got here. It definitely threw me off. You said threw you off.
Yeah, but that's life. At the moment, everything's just kind of throwing me off.
That's definitely fair. Ooh, I got my new glasses. If I talked about that last week on the show, they came in the mail. Surprisingly fast, actually. So, that's nice. It turns out my prescription changed a lot more than I thought it did, though, because my eyes are still adjusting. It's been a couple days now. I got them on Monday, so like, I'm still adjusting. Like, I'm pretty good with things that are like right in front of me now. So like my computer monitor looks, normal now, but like reading stuff at a distance, I'm not used to because I guess my prescription was just that bad before, or got that bad, but now I can read more stuff and see stuff clearly in the distance that I couldn't before. So now my eyes are like, they're kind of like, I don't want to say they're in shock, but they're definitely like more strained because I'm seeing a lot more detail than I could before. Yeah,
the new like glasses feeling is always like, oh, thank God they're here. But the first like week, for me at least, was very the adjustment period is very difficult.
Oh yeah, and it like I remember I was telling you guys the other night, like my older glasses had like the blue light coating on them, so like basically anything that reflected blue light kind of like had an absence of kind of the whitish blue that comes with it. Mm-hmm. So, like, I wasn't really seeing the world normally for, like, 2 years, basically. Because I wear my glasses all the time. As soon as I wake up, they're on. When I fall asleep, they're off. That's the only, times they're on and off my face, besides, like, showers. So, like, I got used to seeing, like, the absence of, blue light reflecting. But the thing is, like, that starts straining my eyes as well because, not straining my eyes, but, like, it was creating such a startling difference from, like, what I could see with my glasses on, what I couldn't see, because I'd get headaches when I wouldn't have my glasses on because I would be seeing stuff so much brighter. I don't know.
Hmm.
Maybe I'm just a weirdo.
No, I'd say you're just like most people that wear glasses.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy to have them. Anywho, that's me.
Good.
That's me. 420 and new glasses. That's kind of been my week.
Yeah, it's not a bad one.
No, not at all.
I'd say it's probably better than most. But
Uh,
nonetheless, we can jump some topics if you'd like. You want to start us off, brother?
Sure. Here's one that I mentioned last week, but we didn't get to, is why some Japanese pensioners or older people want to go to jail. So, this is actually kind of an interesting article that I want to talk about because it really depicts an odd case of life for kind of retirement and growing older in a country that's not America, because we always talk about how here, like, get ready to get old because Social Security is going to be gone by the time you're old enough to get it, so good luck retiring. You know, we always talk about here, but I haven't really heard anything else about being older or getting older in other countries. So basically, in Japan, it's kind of the same case. They're older. Japan's retiring and older people. They kind of run on a. Basically, most places they get like some kind of pension. Most places offer a pension plan instead of Social Security, and that's kind of like the ideal scenario. Most jobs offer some form of pension, and I guess there is people that are in this community of like ages like 65 and up or so. They're committing petty crimes to go to jail because their pensions are running out and the cost of living is not, I wouldn't say the cost of living is overtly high in Japan. It's just they don't have any other means of getting money once their pensions run out. So they're performing petty crimes. One guy stole a bicycle and rode it to the police station just so he could get put in a low max prison. And he was 62.
Yeah, I've been like reading this as you've been like explaining it. It's actually incredible.
Oh yeah, like there's older people just walking to parks and threatening people just so they can get taken in. I guess in 1997, the age group of about 65 and over accounted for about 1 in 20 convictions over like a 1 in 20 convictions, right? And 20 years later, it's well, they don't have an exact number for how many convictions, but it's saying here that it's been at least 5 times the rate of that age range is being convicted.
Yeah, I mean, it's set to like 1 in 5, right?
Yeah. So yeah, 1 in 5 crimes is a petty crime committed for the express purpose of going to jail.
Yeah, and it's not like any of these crimes are like with the intention of like hurting people or ruining other people's day. It's literally just so they can go back.
Yeah, no, quite literally, like the guy that just walked into the park to threaten people. Like he's quoted to say like, "I never intended to do anything harmful, never planned on it. It's just they had to bring him in on the sheer chance that he did."
Yeah, but it's like it's such a weird concept that this is like actually like a financially smarter thing to do. Like you have free rent, and then when you get out, you have more money than when you were in or when you were out.
Oh yeah, it's dumb. Like this older woman, she's quoted to say, "I couldn't get along with my husband. I had nowhere to live and no place to stay, so it became my only choice to steal."
Yeah.
Even a woman in their 80s who can't properly walk are committing crimes because they can't find food or money. And that's a very dystopian type society.
Yeah, I'm also just picturing an 80-year-old trying to rob somebody, and it for me personally, it'd be hard to take them seriously, or just assume that they're like rather senile.
You know, a very fucked up scenario just popped into my head. Remind me to tell you after the podcast, because it's one that we would find hilarious, but maybe not our listeners.
Yeah, dark comedy is hit or miss sometimes.
But yeah, so this article came out, you know, a little over a year ago, but something I want to talk about because I don't know, it's interesting, but I kind of wanted to ask you in a more lighthearted way of like, all right, so say you're older and this is your only means of living a better life than what you had before. What petty crime would you commit just to go to jail?
petty crime. I mean, like I'd probably just do like what the guy did, just like walk into a park with a knife or something, but like not hurt somebody. Just be like, "Hey, could you call the cops? Like, I'm trying to live free. Like, I don't just give me
Yeah.
a solid. Like, I'm not trying to hurt anybody."
I would most definitely rob like just become like a petty theft person.
I would pull up with a walker and like gun ready to rob a place, and then like throw the walker and like run out.
Oh my
Just to
god.
really bamboozle them.
No. I mean like stealing like a candy bar or some shit. Not like just sticking up a place.
No, no, you have your way. I have mine. I guess.
Well, okay, fair. Well, the reason why I say rob a place is because like I don't have the mental constitution to steal, just because like I will make myself guilty without
Yeah.
anyone even like no one could even know that a single soul, like no cameras in the place, and my conscience would just drive me insane on it. But like if my goal is to get caught, maybe I could see what it's like.
That reminds me, as a kid, I remember we took a field trip to Lake Compound, and I got peer pressured into stealing like a bouncy ball from one of the places, and I did, and I felt terrible.
Wow, Dan, I'm reporting you to the police. Over 10 years ago, Dan stole something from an amusement park. That you know what's funny? That bouncy ball probably costed like $12.
Yeah, that's a great. So I mean, like, I'm probably doing. I was, young little rebel. I was stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. Not at all. Not in the
Yeah.
slightest.
What,
But
like, so you just pocketed it?
yeah, because I was like, "Oh, I kind of want this, but I don't have any money." My friend's like, "Well, just take it." I'm like, "What? I can't do that." And he's like, "Dude, come on, watch." And then he took it and walked out, or he took one and walked out, and no one stopped him. And I was like, "Is it really that easy?" And then I tried it, and it worked. And like, I wanted to go back and give it back, but then I'm like, then he's gonna be mad that like I took it, you know? So it's, well, whatever.
Okay, so did you regret it? Did you go home and you were like, Mom, Dad, I stole?
Well, no, I didn't tell my parents. So I was like, that wasn't really worth it.
No,
It's just kind of shitty bouncy ball.
yeah, it'd be like that. It really do. At least you did it once. You're like, all right, it didn't ignite a fire in you. That's like, I like stealing.
Yeah,
You know?
that's true.
It could have been that. I know there was one time when my niece was like 4 or 5 or something. We came out of the store and she definitely had something in her lap that she didn't pay for because she was a child, and that definitely didn't wind up on the counter to be checked out. I distinctly remember just like taking it, pulling the tag off, and giving it back to her and just acting like I never saw it, just because I didn't want to deal with the outcome of me saying to her mom like, hey, so like look what she's holding.
Yeah.
It was like
Also
a small thing. It was like it had to be sub like $10 or something, so I didn't really, I was like
Yeah. Well, then you think like you gotta walk back in the store, and you gotta try and be the person that teaches her a life lesson on not stealing. It's like, you don't need that responsibility on your head.
I mean, she was like 4, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even think she knew, like, it probably fell into her lap more than anything, like, 'cause she was in a stroller at the time.
Yeah.
So like I doubt she was very like intentional about anywho. I haven't heard anything about her stealing now for 4 or so years later. So you know what? I wasn't a bad uncle. I didn't teach her stealing was okay.
You're such a nice guy.
Sister, if you're listening to this now, I swear I'm sorry if that is the case. Freaking my sister calls me and she just chews me out. So it was you.
Like all of it stems back from that. You're the reason. You started all of this.
She's just a serial like what do they call it? Larceny? Is that what theft is?
Sure. But like, imagine it's like bumped up a step, and she's like showing signs of like becoming a serial killer. Like she's just bringing home
Okay.
and shit.
No. Oh. Okay. So this was actually this brings up a very interesting thing that I didn't have in my topics, right? So I read a very interesting Reddit post about a guy recalling he was basically telling his son's life story leading up to the point where his son went to jail. And he was basically talking about how he watched his son, like how he was fully aware of watching his son kind of like emerge with psychopathic tendencies as he aged, right?
Yeah.
Like he literally watched his son go into this, and he depicts it's a really chilling article. I'll send it to you because it's totally up your alley with this true crime shit. Like the way he describes how he genuinely thought like the world would be better off if he killed his son was crazy. Like he had active thoughts of killing his teenage son because he could see how much of a monster that the kid was becoming.
Yeah. Do you think this is straying way far away from like the original topic, but like, do you think you could ever kill your son? Like if you were seeing shit like that?
Okay, so there's the me that reads too much that kind of like would not that romanticizes that scenario, but like I think I would find myself in a position to where if my son would be that bad, I could see I would be like maybe I would do it. Yeah. I feel like,
I mean, like,
if he was at that point where I think he'd be a detriment to the world, I feel like I could.
yeah, I've definitely like had thought of like scenario. Well, everyone thinks of like those scenarios of like, oh, if you're in a bank when it's getting robbed, like, would you could you be a hero, like shit like that. Like, I'm sure everybody's had that scenario. Probably not of like killing their own child, but same shit of it's. Sorry to cut you off, but it's the same shit of like in horror movies where their kid's possessed.
Oh yeah,
by, like a demon, and it's like you got to put the kid down. They're like, I can't do it, as he's just like killing people.
See, that's a different thing. There wouldn't be if my kid was possessed and the only way to get that demon out of him was to fucking like kick that little kid's head round. Like I'm sorry if that's like too brutal of a phrasing for it, but I would roundhouse my kid's head off if I had to. Like
I feel that.
That would be take one for the team, Timmy. I'm sorry, but it's a demon here.
That's facts. Dude, that reminds me, I had a really weird dream last night, kind of related to this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, for whatever reason, I was living in like a cabin in the middle of the woods with someone, but it was like, not in the middle of the woods, it was like, there was a lot of cabins in the woods.
Okay.
It was like a kind of community, and apparently there was like, a humanoid fox or whatever that was like terrorizing the town and like taking kids. And I remember like me and the other, I guess it was a father, but it was like a bunch of other like dads just like in the woods, like trying to hunt this thing down. And I remember like we thought we found it, but turns out it was just a dude in like a costume, but I didn't realize, and I killed him. And I thought I did the deed. Like I thought like, "Ah, I get to wake up now," but no. I was just a murderer.
Oh no! Dream part 2, Dan's escaped criminal. He's trying to get away. He's like, no, I was doing good, I swear.
That's what happened, is that I was on trial, and then I went to jail.
Oh my god. Dan's like, I thought I was a hero, but I just ended up in prison. That's horrible.
It was honestly, like, it was really funny of a dream. And like,
it's a roller coaster.
In my dreams, I'm always like super strong because like I literally took the fox, like I snapped its neck with one hand, and I was like, I'm insane, I did it. And then I was like, uh-oh.
Just the sinking feeling, like someone comes around like, what did you do? Why would you kill him?
I'm like, sometimes you fuck around, know what I mean?
Like,
no,
yeah.
I don't know what you mean.
Jeez. So, circling back, so I don't really know how we actually got all the way onto this tangent. I know we were talking about psychopaths. How did we get to that part, though?
I don't know. I'm pretty good at derailing. But
did I say psycho? I think I said psychopaths instead of psychopaths. It's because that one meme where like it just spelt out psychopath as like bicycle path instead.
I love that. But
it's bad because it's worked in my actual spelling now.
It's rough being old.
It is rough being old. That's I don't know how we got there, but that was the seed story.
True. I will say one of my favorite topics that we have today that I'd like to move into is apparently Travis Scott and Fortnite are doing a collab where
All right.
Travis Scott is having a virtual concert for
Can
everybody.
you explain this to me? So is it like Fortnite is just streaming? Like, are they animating like a concert for him? Is that what's going on, or is it just like something that's like ah ha ha? You can hear his music if you go to this certain spot on the map. Like, do you know anything about it?
No, I'm pretty sure it's because I think Fortnite's done this before with events where it's like, they like shut down like the battle royale server or whatever, and it's like you join in with everybody, and it's like it's literally just like a virtual concert, but it's like animated through like Fortnite shit.
Oh, okay. So actually, yeah. There's 5 shows, believe it or not, for Astroworld as they're calling it,
Astronomical, I like that actually.
and it is in the Americas tomorrow, 4/23 at 7, and then it goes to EU, then it goes to Asia and Oceania, then it goes back to EU, then back to America. So we got time to download Fortnite to see Travis Scott, Dan. Guess we will be able to see it.
Dude, honestly, I would. I'm
Okay.
so interested in how this works out because
Hear
he
me
also
out.
has like a skin in the game now. I think he has two.
Okay, that's what I want to talk about though, because I put this topic in specifically for the skin. It dead ass is a shirtless skin of Travis Scott, and he's fucking ripped.
Yeah, no, Travis Scott's like just a really skinny dude. He's not like six packed up, like huge chest and fucking big shoulders.
This guy
That's not him.
is gonna take your wife, take your kids, start a family with them, and then like wind up in an action movie 10 years later. Oddly specific, I'm aware. However, it just the pose that he's doing is
Also, they made his arms super fucking long. They like go all the way down to his knees.
I feel like Travis Scott's arms are always that long though. Have you ever seen that man like on stage? He puts them down and they look so long for no reason.
No, that's true. I mean, I see. Here's the thing. Like, I've seen Travis Scott live, one of the greatest times of my life. So I'm imagining if
This
I
will
see
be
him
the
in
same.
Fortnite, it'll also be one of the greatest times of my life.
So long story short, we get lit and we go into Fortnite and watch Travis Scott, dude. Okay.
I don't like this.
No, I like this. When's the last showing? I think it's the 27th, was it?
I feel dirty.
Nope, we're going to a Travis Scott concert. Buckle up.
No, I think I'm alright, but thank you.
Wow, Buzz Killington Dan, even in quarantine when he's got literally nothing else to do, won't even go to a concert with me.
Now, why are you going after me?
I'm just
necessary.
Why won't you go to a concert with me, Dan?
Well, not now because you're trying to hurt my feelings.
Why can't you love me? All right, it's actually the 25th. Is
25th.
the final concert in America? So this Saturday. So
So-
tomorrow and Saturday.
You can have fun, man. I hope you have a great time.
All right. Well, anywho, his other skin's actually kind of nuts. I don't play Fortnite. Never have I, anyways. So
Haven't since like I played Fortnite when it first came out, and then people got really good at the game, and I couldn't keep up, so I gave up.
fair. You know, this Billboard article talking about the whole scenario calls him the sicko mode rapper.
Dude, like,
He's
I
not
would be-
known for sicko mode.
I would be so mad as an artist if I was known for only like one song. Like,
Alright.
if I wasn't Daniel Sear, I was like, famous singer, maker of blah 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 song, and like that's what every article described me as. I'd be mad. I'd be genuinely annoyed.
All right, so that it's interesting you say that because I feel like that's how a lot of artists blow up though, and I feel like if they were to get mad at that, like it's kind of denying the fact that you definitely had a surge in popularity because the one song, right? Like,
Well-
Lil Nas X is probably always going to be known as the Old Town Road guy or the Panini guy, right? Because those songs blew the fuck up.
I'm saying in terms of like being at Travis Scott's level of notoriety well before Sicko Mode came out, and that's what you know him for. I'm saying that, not like Lil Nas X made Old Town Road, and it's like obviously yeah, but Travis Scott's got a lot of fucking bangers.
Well, to be fair though, I feel like okay, well, see, I as someone not in like the rap, the rap like genre's news often. At least not back in the day. I knew Travis Scott, like, what? He was in a relationship with Kendall Jenner, right? Kylie Jenner a while back. Yeah, he was in a relationship. Yeah, they were in a relationship and had a kid. I knew him from there, but, like, I couldn't tell you any of his songs.
Really?
So, like, I would say Sicko Mode definitely. Like, I agree with you on a level of as the artist of Travis. Like, imagine being known as the Sicko Mode rapper, but Sicko Mode had him blow the hell up. That song was so obscenely popular. It was at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but that's not like he blew up off that song. That's
yeah,
not
but,
like that's
but
the
now
song that jumped his career. That he's been very popular.
But everyone that didn't know Travis Scott that now knows him probably knows him from that song.
Sure.
Right? Every new fan of his probably came in around Sicko Mode, Astro World drop, right?
Sure. Why not?
I don't know. That's my take on it.
Well, like I said before, whatever makes you happy, bud.
A lot of things make me happy. A lot of things don't make me happy, Dan. It's tough to say.
That's reality. But I don't know. I just find this shit so weird. I think it's just funny. Like, yeah. Especially when like big artists collaborate with like video games, I always find it so weird. So they always just seem out of their element. It
is so weird. Dude, I remember with like the John Wick collab for Fortnite was so like weird to me. I was like, why the hell is this happening? I don't like this blending of medias.
Yeah, I mean, it's also like how like a lot of famous athletes are streaming on Twitch now, and Twitch is using them to kind of like promote Twitch itself. So they shoot commercials with them, and they always just seem very like out of touch. It's very interesting.
Yeah, because they're like, they're in such like, I feel like video games is like probably the most human form of media. The community surrounding it, right? Because like, even like like people that are like celebrities for in like the gaming area still seem very human compared to like the celebrities in the music industry.
Yeah, very true.
So like when you see a celebrity in the like, because I feel like I would still see them like as their other celebrities, so it just kind of would feel weird seeing them do normal stuff anyways, or stuff that I would consider normal.
Yeah,
like,
that's fair.
Like if Travis Scott was in line in front of me at like a CVS, it'd be weird to me.
No, that would definitely be very weird. But it's because like, as a society, we hold like a lot of those types of people to like a more higher standard. So, But anyways, you got any other special topics we want to talk about, bud? Anything you want to talk about?
I mean, I got a lot of topics that I would like to talk about. One of them is that game that you were fiending for last week, Valorant, that we finally got into and we've been enjoying a lot. The company that's making it, Riot Games, is willing to pay up to $100,000 for Valorant. $100,000 for Valorant hacks. But really, what it is they've put a bounty on out there to hackers to try and get over their anti-cheat engine, which is like what they use to stop stop cheaters in their games, called Vanguard. Anywho, the company has offered anywhere between a minimum of $250 to $100,000 to each person that finds an exploit within their game. And I thought that was really damn cool.
That's actually like a really smart thing to do, because I feel like, especially in terms of like hacking and bypassing shit, the best people you can't like find, you know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely. And like the thing is, it's so fucking smart, because people are they're like the hackers, instead of like being like, oh, time to release hacks for this game now, they're gonna be like, all right, time to get free money from Riot. Riot's gonna be like, and then Riot's gonna patch it, and the game's just gonna get more shored up because people are innately greedy and get money for their exploits. So, like the game will just become more tightly wound because the people that are finding these exploits are getting paid for it. So it's really damn cool. It's so smart.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like I haven't. This is something that like I thought like a long time ago of to do. Like, why not just pay people who are good at hacking to try and hack your game? Like,
I know. I know other things do that, like home security systems. I know there is one big home security system company that has, I think, like a competition every year that they. I think like the prize pool is like $100,000 or something like that if they could bypass their systems. And like, I don't think anyone's ever done it, but I believe I've heard about that. So you're right, though. It is it's like outsourcing, I guess, like, because they're not hiring people to do it, but they're offering money to people that, come across them to, get money for their efforts.
I mean, it also, like, for people that do hacking shit, I wouldn't say it's, like, a good hobby to have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, a more positive one, but it kind of gives you people like that, like, an outlet to use their hobby for good, I guess. Instead of like hacking the bank accounts and taking money. I don't know what people do, but
I mean, true. Theoretically, if you were like a really good hacker, though, you could so you can get $100,000 for finding a game-breaking exploit. So like, this guy is like, all right, time to make all the walls disappear. Lo and behold, he gets a free $100K. That I could also see this being exploited in itself by a certain individual if they were smart enough to like kind of like slowly show all the hacks that they find. I don't know. Still, I think it's cool that Riot's doing this.
Yeah, I like it. I don't want any hackers in Valorant, which I have come to love so much. Even though other friends that I have don't find as much enjoyment from
I hate the game. Hate it so much, Dan, and I'm glad you love it. I'm glad you want to play it all the time. I'm glad all our friends want to play it all the time. I just really hate the game, Dan.
Why would you say you hate it? Because hate's a pretty strong word.
Because the game is garbage and unfinished, and everything that I have a problem with it feels like I shouldn't have a problem with it. So I don't want to discuss it, Dan, because the game's garbage. I hate it.
Well, the game is in closed beta for a reason, friend. But it's kind of the whole reason why the paying people to find hacks and why it's just a closed beta. So it can get better.
I've just been hating every game lately, let's be fair.
That's fair, except for Monster Hunter, but that's just Monster Hunter's great.
That's because I enjoy beating the hell out of big monsters, man. It's soothing.
Very soothing. Something about it when you hit that sweet spot, just, peace de resistance.
Yeah, whatever he just said.
Come on, you don't speak. Alright, fine. Whatever.
I've
been polishing up on my French. I've been getting back to form.
Oh, well, that's good. Are you when you say like polishing your, like, have you just been like making an effort to do that, like as like a quarantine hobby type thing that you've been trying to do, or like?
I suppose, like, I downloaded an app. For the life of me, cannot remember the name, and I don't want to check my phone.
Duolingo, bro.
It might be that, but
it's a great app.
That recently.
Just careful, it'll send you notifications at 2 a.m.
Would you like to learn the language? It's like, yeah, maybe not now. And they're like, well, when?
Well, didn't we talk about it on this show? Like, I had the app on my phone like 2 years ago or something like that. I haven't used it, and like a few weeks ago at 2 a.m, I got a notification saying, "Do you want to resume your Spanish lesson?"
you ignore the message, and then you hear knocking on your door, and it's just like a very big dude, like, habla español, and you're just like, oh my fucking god.
No, it's the owl. It's the Duolingo owl, bro.
Oh god. Oh, you're right. It's an owl. Owls are so fucking cool, man. I think if I could be an animal, I'd be an owl. Entirely off topic, but
I could see you as an owl. Actually, we have I don't want to say like an owl's nest, because I don't know if they nest. I don't know how there is, but we have a specific area of trees in my backyard that always seems to have an owl in it.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's nice because you hear the who, but the thing is, like, when you actually notice it's an owl and you start to hear the actual who of an owl, it's odd. Like, because I don't know, like, I've never actually noticed an owl's hooing like in real life. Like I've heard like the cartoon versions of the hoo hoo hoo, but when you hear it in real life and you notice it as an owl's hoo, it doesn't sound real.
Yeah, that's kind of fair. I mean, I always recognized it because when I was younger, when I lived with my parents, in the summer, I'd always hear like frogs and birds sometimes, but like if I ever heard the occasional who, I'd always like be very intrigued by it.
No, it's definitely interesting. I don't know. It's just like that specific sound really in real life catches me off guard though when I notice it.
Yeah,
Owls are
I
cool
feel
though.
you.
I could vibe with you being an owl, Dan.
I got like the nose for it.
I don't know if I was talking about in a periods, but okay.
I'm just saying. But anyways, would you like to? I'm seeing this Spotify thing, and I don't know anything about it. I need you to enlighten me.
So this is kind of up your alley. Spotify now enables fans, so they have a feature now where they can directly tip their the artist that they're listening to via this button. But also, artists can conversely, instead of like, so the artists on the artist side, they can connect a Cash App or a PayPal site, PayPal that will take that money and deposit it into their account. It goes right to the artist. And then they can conversely set it up on Spotify, so instead of that money going to them, they can select a charity instead. So like the artist can fund a charity pick, and that money will go to there instead. So I mean, everyone likes to think that the artist would be altruistic and like select a charity and stuff, but I also vibe with the idea of sending money directly to the artist. Like if it's small indie artists that you know, maybe you want to help them out directly, because in reality, the amount of spins you get on a song is so small. Even like the royalties you get on like a Spotify listen are so minutely small. They don't make any to much money off of it anyways. Like I think like Pharrell, you know, like the song Happy.
Yeah.
You know, that song, think of how like that, as many times as that song was played, I think for streams, like the guy got less than $10,000 off the amount of times it was played. And it was like over millions.
It's definitely like a lot of people don't realize like people that make money off of putting music on like iTunes or Spotify, shit like that. Like the return on it is very low unless you're in like the top 1%. Like if you're getting 10 millions of listens per song, yeah, you'll definitely get money. But if like you said, you're a small indie artist, you get like 100,000. Like yeah, that's still a lot, but you're not gonna see like $100,000 back.
Well, even then, so I've done some research for this topic into the music industry, and as it turns out, basically no artists have streams as their main source of income. Like unless that's the only thing that they do. Quite literally, like having their music played on iTunes and Spotify or YouTube is literally not a source of income as far as they're concerned. And it's like that for pretty much every artist. Like that's just not how they make money. They make money off of concert sales and advertisements, sponsorships, appearances, stuff like that. But yeah, basically streaming is accountable for none of their income. And that is because, like, when you think about it, you go on Apple Music and you go to Spotify, you pay your fee, your $5 to $10 a month or whatever. That money is to keep the Spotify service up. All right, you're listening to the artist's music for free as far as the artist is concerned.
Yeah.
So you're paying for the service, not for the music on the service, right? Like you're paying for the service so they can probably get the rights for that music. But the thing is, if an artist doesn't put stuff on a streaming platform, they're losing out on potential views that would get them concert sales, so they have to.
Yeah.
So now that Spotify has added this, it kind of, like, there's a genuine worry in the music industry that it'll get to a point where it won't be able to make money. Like the only people that can make money are the people that are constantly touring, because you're not like, no one's buying music on iTunes anymore. No one's buying songs on iTunes like you did in the old days. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, eventually when that becomes the case, then Spotify will have, or like all things of that nature, like Spotify, Apple, shit like that, will definitely have to pay artists more. So I don't see it being like a huge problem.
Well, that's the
It's like, well,
thing.
you think,
They're not really paying, like, because the thing is, it's a two-way street. Because Spotify also accounts for a lot of exposure. Is the thing, like, getting your song on their platform just means it's accessible to every single person that has Spotify. Where if it's SoundCloud, there's not. It's different. There's not a lot of, like, there's still a lot of digging that you have to do. Same with YouTube. There's still a lot of digging that you have. Like, there's a lot more effort than just having, like, opening the app that millions of people already have and like finding this artist. It's different. Like, it's more of a two-way street than you think, because it's like Spotify does need the artists to make, it's like for their platform to be relevant, but at the same time, artists aren't just gonna like not put stuff on a streaming platform that probably half of their listeners use. You know what I mean? Like, so it kind of brings in this debate: will artists just start getting paid less, or will they have to get paid more to compensate from like the other means or whatever? I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, you could easily, like, if it gets to the point where they're not making money and leaving on Spotify does nothing for them, like, they can easily leave. Like, exposure means bullshit compared to, like, getting paid for what you make. It's just the reality of it. And in terms of, like, Spotify needs artists to have a platform, like, that is the whole reason Spotify, I think, is a thing, is for artists.
I mean,
That's like, you could easily just, like, if all artists are just like, fuck it, we're not putting it on Spotify anymore, Spotify goes under unless they pay people. Like, that's by their choice. If like Spotify want to be stubborn and not pay the artists for their music,
well,
then they're fucked as a platform.
Well, then this kind of translates back to, like, still in the music industry, everyone like, no one's expecting to make money off of streams in the first place. So, like, this is just adding in a way for artists to make money from their streams when they know in the first place that they weren't gonna. Like, it's not like books where, like, you expect the royalties from books to supplement your income. Like, streams is just another way to get your brand out there so people buy concert tickets and merch. That is how artists make money, music artists make money nowadays. It's concert tickets, merch, and appearances. Streams will never be their source of income.
Well, I mean, it's the thing of, like, if you want to be successful in anything, like, financially, you need multiple different avenues of revenue.
It's
And
just
that's the only way you'll succeed.
Yeah, but the free business model for music nowadays doesn't really allow that to be the case based off of just spins. Because, like you're saying, Spotify is going to have to start paying artists a whole lot more. That means that we're going to have to start paying a whole lot more for Spotify. Like, you get what I mean? Like, it's like, we're operating on a free, like, basically we see music as free. That's the business model music has adapted over the last, I would say, 20 years or so. Because, like, before you had to buy CDs, or you had to even buy the album on iTunes. Remember did you ever remember doing that?
But yeah, I have, like, I have a lot of albums from, like, 2012 to, like, probably like 2010 to 2015.
Exactly. So, like, nowadays, though, you don't buy the album, you don't buy the song, you just pay for your service, and as far as you're concerned, music for you is free. You're not paying for the new albums, you're not paying for anything. So, like, with this free business model, like, it's easy to say, like, then these companies are going to have to start paying the artists more, but in reality, we're not paying the artists either for what we're enjoying from them.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
granted, like,
this bridges that gap.
I mean, the whole, like, paying artists, like, I'm all for it, but I, like, for people that are, like, very high percent, like the Ariana Grandes and shit like that, I think having the feature for them is pretty pointless.
Yeah, I agree. And hence the fundraiser feature or whatever.
Yeah. But, like, obviously, like, if you need a way to support your favorite artist that is, like, they're not at their peak yet, but they're still doing fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh yeah,
Like, it's definitely something you should do.
Yeah, they're your indie artists that you find and you really enjoy, and you want to keep supporting them. And I think it's a cool feature for Spotify to do that. I know like YouTube did something similar back in the day, and they removed that, but it's a little different. Music, I feel like music is a good place for this.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah,
I wish YouTube would make it so I could close my phone and listen to shit on YouTube. Granted,
That's
I think you can
YouTube
pay to
Premium,
do that,
man.
But huh?
YouTube Premium or whatever. That's a feature for that.
It's just not worth it.
Well, that's like how they're like, we need to make money too. So if you want to close YouTube and listen to music, you gotta pay us money.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, YouTube doesn't really know what the fuck they're doing in terms of like supporting people that make content for them.
Well,
To my knowledge, so
it's funny you say that. Actually, they I think as of like today, they had the YouTube CEO they'll be banning any content that's against WHO guidelines now, because
yeah.
and like that includes like like there's a lot of guru type channels like workout channels and stuff. They're saying like if you consume copious amounts of vitamin C and turmeric, you'll be cured, and stuff like that's getting taken down. So that's good. So like I wouldn't say YouTube is just dumb about it, but I feel like it's just a hard thing to manage, right? Because like it's so new.
Well, it was new. At this point, I feel it's pretty well established. It's just I think they keep trying to do. It's just hard, really. Like, because ideally you'd like to have like a set team, like of actual people to go in and try and monitor this shit, but it's just set up through an algorithm. And if like anything trips it,
Yeah.
like it could be something like entirely accidental, and it'll really screw people who make shit over.
I don't know. I feel like the whole YouTube space is so like toxic in that area, just because it's just a victim of how fast it grew.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Because it really did. Like YouTube blew up. I mean, streaming blew up in general. Like just media content, like the whole business model of making money off the internet. Like that just got so damn popular so fast.
Yeah, I mean it's tough for. I guess YouTube kind of has competition in Twitch, but like for a space that like where you can upload videos and get like essentially paid for it if you do it well enough or people like your stuff enough, YouTube really has no competition, and I feel like a lack of competition kind of fucks the platform over.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
you don't.
I agree that to a degree, but like if there is competition, that's when like YouTube becomes more of a TV network, kind of like Netflix. Like Netflix started becoming more of like a TV network when Hulu got, or like Netflix and Hulu's competition with Amazon and all that. Like as they got more popular, the more like business model they started taking after was one that we didn't like. Like they started becoming more like TV. You know.
I figure.
What do you mean?
I mean, because like Spot or Netflix,
I mean,
you don't have to watch commercials. You get like the.
I mean, yeah, but they've basically stopped getting new, like just that much new shows, like modern current shows and movies, and they've favored their original content now. And Hulu on the converse side has been just adding a lot more ads to make up for it. So like, what I'm trying to say is like, they're moving past the state that we started liking them from to keep up with the competition. And I feel like if YouTube were to have competition, I feel like it would just move in a way that we wouldn't like, in favor of getting them more money to kind of compensate for the competition in the business that they lose.
I kind of agree, kind of disagree.
It could go both ways, honestly. There's positives and there's negatives, I'm sure.
I always feel competition is good for anyone, really. Because
yeah.
especially for like businesses, like if you like something someone else is doing, you can implement it yourself. Like a lot that shit happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Neither here nor there.
Yeah, really. But so yeah, you can tip your artists on Spotify now, which I think is pretty damn cool.
Yeah. Piggybacking off Netflix, ESPN uploaded I almost said Michael Jackson. It was a Michael Jordan documentary. They uploaded the first 2 episodes over the weekend. Since they have really nothing to put out, because it was supposed to come out in like June, but
Mm-hmm.
it came out and everybody absolutely loves it. It's incredible. It's popping off.
I heard it was really good.
Yeah, it brought a lot of things to light that people weren't aware about. Like
Mm-hmm.
I guess like when you talk Michael Jordan and the Bulls, you got Scottie Pippen too, and Scottie Pippen was like the 128th highest paid contract for being as good as he was.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It was really fucking good. I would definitely recommend watching it.
Yeah.
It was like
They're doing like two
first
episodes a week, right?
Yeah, his first two episodes came out last weekend, and then two more this Sunday, Sunday after that, Sunday after that, and then it ends on May 17th.
And this is like about his, like, is it his career or is it like his life that the documentary's on?
It's mostly his career. I think it's supposed to be through like the last championship run they had,
Okay.
like to make it the sixth for him. Because I
Okay.
guess that's what they wanted to do it off of. But there was also talks that apparently there might be a Kobe Bryant one in the making too, because I guess one of the I don't know if it was a broadcaster or somebody who worked with the Lakers, but they kind of leaked that people with cameras were following Kobe for the last like I guess like 5 or so seasons of his career. So a lot of people were speculating that, and I would be okay with that.
Oh,
I wouldn't mind it.
interesting.
But just I think it'll be on Hulu. It'll be on one of the streaming sites after Watch All 10, but
I know
I know
Hulu.
ESPN's running it right now.
Yeah, Hulu. It says it'll be on there on like their like the live TV section, and I know like ESPN is
Yeah.
like they'll if you subscribe to their service, I think you can stream it from them as well.
Yeah. But I would recommend it. I watched the first two and it was really good.
Oh, neat, neato. I feel like I like Michael Jordan as a player.
I will say Michael Jordan is like a piece of shit as a person, but very good basketball player.
Yeah, I feel like as a player he's solid from the little knowledge I know. I feel like I distinctively remember him playing notably well though.
You weren't alive then, so
Yeah, but I remember my I think it was my dad that was a Chicago Bulls fan.
oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
But I will say I couldn't imagine being ESPN during this time. Like, what do you do for content?
Stream esports is what you do.
Yeah, they try it. I wonder how that works. I wonder if people
Dude,
like tune in, they see like
I'm
League of Legends
telling-
finals.
That's like the worst thing to tune into though, is because like it's scuffed production. It like there's like no good production going on, so like they're not getting a good look at it. They're probably like, "Ooh, wow, this is very juvenile."
Yeah, juvenile is definitely the word I would use. It's just so. I mean, it's like to be fair, like they're doing the best they can, and I respect that. But like,
Oh,
yeah,
hell
it
yeah.
does look really scuffed from
I mean,
outside.
compare it to what they can actually do without the quarantine. Like like they're pretty
Yeah.
good normally.
One sec.
So
But
I
no,
don't know.
I agree.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
If you, I don't know, did you have anything else you want to talk about, or we could probably wrap it up if you'd like.
Yeah, we could wrap it up. Why not?
Okay.
All right, folks, that has been the Frying Pan Podcast, episode 78. Thank you for tuning in as always. We're on social media. The handle for both of those is the Frying Pan Pod. And we have our email, which is inthepanpodcast@gmail.com. You can send us over any business inquiries or constructive criticism.
What's up?
There. And as far as constructive criticism goes, you're listening to us on pretty much any audio platform right now. So if you could leave us a comment with your criticisms, we'd appreciate that, as well as a like, a star rating. It'd be much appreciated. And for the last time, folks, I've been Robert D'Onofrio, and this has been the Frying Pan Podcast, episode 78. Thank you for tuning in as always. Have a great rest of your week. Have a great rest of your day. I hope you have a good one.
I don't.
All right.
That's a lie.